Welcome back to Bromandy, everyone. Crucius here once again bringing you another anime review. However, this time I will be going solo, and you want to know why? Well, Marcus has sworn to never touch this anime in any form or fashion. However, I have grinded through this anime recently and think I can critique it as such. So now, you pigs in human clothing, prepare yourself for the review of Kill la Kill. Let's get things started, shall we? First, let's address that this anime was developed by Studio Trigger. Now, this immediately raises our attention to Trigger's installment of Gurren Lagann. However, even though the team of developers was quite similar, I believe these two anime are on completely different levels, and you'll soon see why. But before we do anything like that, let's go ahead and hit the characters. I'm mainly going to focus on two while grazing a few others. First, we've got our protagonist, Matoi Ryuko. Ryuko is our badass delinquent with blind determination to avenge her recently murdered father with nothing more than the scissor blade and her sailor suit sinkets. While indeed she does have a strong will and shows all the qualities of the hero role, therein lies the problem. Nothing really stands out about Ryuko outside of those traits which are common to typical protagonists. The only thing that does stand out about her is the skimpy sailor suit, which drags her down to a character whose draw is entirely based on fan service and in the worst way. Not to mention, she goes through little to no development. She doesn't grow from her stubborn ways, she barely gains perspective on her own friends as well, she stays complacent as is, and there is very little difference from the beginning to the end of the show. So while you can love her attitude and charisma, she will sit in the back of the line as far as quality goes among lead roles. Secondly, we have Satsuki Kirin, leader of Hinoji Academy and just as hard-ass as Ryuko. Satsuki is also just as stubborn and driven as Ryuko, but possesses more tact and precision with her actions. Satsuki is the, quote, rival to Ryuko, which fits her unveiling as Ryuko's sister perfectly. Or tropishly, however you want to take that. Her flaw throughout the show is that she only wants things done her way. However, unlike Ryuko, over the course of the show, she learns to trust her comrades more, and even learns to follow towards the end of the show. This gives her a developmental edge as compared to Ryuko. Satsuki is also taken by the fan service of the show, which is sad to say because she was actually one of the characters I thought could survive the review. But sad to say, she does fall into some typical anime tropes, but stands out a lot more than the rest of this bunch. Here are a few side characters to mention. Mako, for starters. Typical comedy relief character and lovable sidekick to boot. But once again, the tropes run deep here, and however, I will say she does have some very funny moments in the show that I did really enjoy, and an episode that was all to herself that was entirely pointless and unmentionable. But yeah, we'll start with Mako there. Now, we also have Sinkets. Oh wait. Sinkets is a uniform, not a character. Right, Marcus? Well, he does talk, and kind of acts as a voice of reason for Ryuko, and has a half-assed love for Ryuko, and supports her to even the point of dying. But just another piece filling the role in the show. Lastly, I'll mention Ragyo Kirin, this being Satsuki and Ryuko's mother, and lead antagonist to the show. Now, to begin my trope list as to why she is the antagonist, she has an unstoppable minion, she's practically invincible, was a shitty parent, can resurrect herself at will, and has a big-ass flashy final form as well. So now that that's out of the way, we can just basically say that Ragyo is very commonplace, but stands out in the fact that she's using clothes to take over the world. Yes, clothes. Ever seen that before? But while I'll give the show and characters props for subtle, unique points, they still are less quality than those who have come before or will come after. Alright, moving on to animation and sound, a pair of topics I can somewhat defend rather than completely trash. The animation is probably the most common thing to Gurren Lagann, as in all the budget was poured into the explosions and the fight scenes. Thankfully about the show, these scenes can overshadow the sketched out, half-assed scenes that come in between the moments of grandeur. But even I know that Michael Bay syndrome is another form of fan service, so no matter how badass it may be, it's not quality. But now for the sound. Truly, I can say this is the golden point of Kill la Kill. It boasts 2 solid openings, which is a total treasure for anime viewers. Also, we have all 3 character themes for Ryuko, Satsuki, and Ragyo, which will definitely fulfill the emotion and setting for the character. You know when these tracks are played that it's time for these characters to have their moment, so shut the fuck up and listen to them. So all in all, the music and animation helps salvage the story. Oh yeah, the story. Alright, buckle up, here it comes, guys. First, Ryuko storms into Hinoji Academy and immediately goes off on Satsuki, with literally no evidence that she has anything to do with her father's death. We are then put into a series of Goku Uniform Student of the Week episodes, in order to see Ryuko blow shit up and just cause a ruckus. Then, halfway through the show, we see the biggest turn of events as Satsuki flips the tables entirely and proves to have similar goals to Ryuko. This is after having beaten the shit out of her when she could have actually used her, blaming it on things as we had to be secretive and it was all a test. Stuff like that. It was almost as if the writers ran out of good plot, or any good plot at all. And I'm not supposed to believe that the show is content with being a fan service fest. At least give me something to work with when it comes to plot, not typical things. Anyway, it turns into some typical shonen antagonist resurrection party where two sisters team up to do the magical girl transformation and sexually slay their sadistic mother and the army of flying suits before they destroy the world. Damn good story, am I right? Fuck me. Anyway, let's talk about the dub and sub for a few minutes. The dub was recently finished on Toonami, but I do not believe it's been released on Crunchyroll or Hulu yet. The lack of A-list voice actors kind of kept me from the dub. However, I did really enjoy the Japanese voice acting, and the sub was done quite well. Now for the scores, all for what you've been waiting for. I'm giving Kill la Kill a 4.5 out of 10 with an enjoyment rating of 7 since you can enjoy the ride of this show. But when your show relies on fan service and a handful of good soundtracks, you're asking for trouble. So I hope I didn't offend too many people from the cult that is the fan base for this show, but I'm just trying to be as honest and critically as possible. But please, file all comments or complaints below. And maybe even check out our other anime reviews if you don't already hate me. But I'm sure Marcus will be there to defend me, am I right? Yeah, Marcus? Also, check out Marcus's character study classroom as well, and also the random podcasts we have if you so choose. But until next time at Bromandy, this is Crucius signing out. Later, guys. Satsuki is the quote rival to Ryuko, which fits her unveiling as Ryuko's sister perfectly, or tropishly. Fuck that phone. Gosh damn it. Alright, turn that shit off. Because I'm about to rant the fuck and it's going to take me all my breath to do it. Are you prepared? Is your ass prepared? Marcus? Anybody else in this? Fuck that. Fuck it. 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 Fuck all that. With literally no evidence that she has anything to do with her father's desk. With her father's desk. With her father's desk. Excuse me. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and jump into this paragraph. Hope you enjoyed that. Dude, how was that? Was it pretty good? You know what? Because I had it semi-scripted, I didn't say, like I said a million times, love me.